Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Look, Wrestling 101, classes in session. Pay attention to the teachings, that's from Andrew and Derek. I mean, these guys making a killing with no competition. Dynamic duo better than the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. Everybody make some noise, mess with them, you get destroyed. They cannot be beat, take a seat. Watch them do they thing on the MIC. Face defeat, they cannot be seen like JC. Oh my goodness, it's a killing spree.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the international delight, Ron Voyage, and you're listening to Wrestling IQ 101.
Hey everyone, this is Andrew from Wrestling IQ 101. When I'm not hosting our podcast, I'm usually at collarandelbowbrand.com. That's right, Collar and Elbow is the only place that combines wrestling with street attire. And I know what you're thinking, I want to look fashionable too. And I also want to save 10%, so head over to collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code WIQ101 and look fashionable and save some money. And now, on with the show. Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Wrestling IQ 101. I'm Andrew, and you can follow Wrestling IQ 101 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wrestling IQ 101. And you can hit the subscribe button right here and leave a like. And today I'm joined by Photographer Frankie Kurtz. How's it going?
What's up, man? Sorry, sometimes.
Man. So how's life been for you, man?
Busy, really good. Thankful though for the business, a lot going on, and it's always busy. It seems like right now, especially with a lot of the shows and everything coming up this summer.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this summer, you've been a part of H2O, CCW. You're gonna be part of standalone. You've been part of standalone wrestling, and also part of Boardwalk Beatdown. Can you talk about how'd you get involved with some of these shows?
Just being a fan at first, really, and then getting the opportunity to work H2O first, and then just going from there, working H2O, and then got the opportunity to work a few other promotions in the area, just getting my name out there, and then eventually CCW was just looking for a new photographer for some reason, or an additional one. And next thing you know, my name got thrown out there quite a few times, got noticed, and went and just had a conversation. And from there, that also bridged the connection with standalone as well. Being a fan, shooting their shows, and I sent them all the pictures from outside in the crowd, and they loved it. And then got involved with them, so it's just getting my name out there and then doing good work and trying to be a good person. So
yeah, it's funny because we kind of have that same kind of start from the bottom, work your way up kind of mentality. What kind of drive and passion goes into each shot that you take?
A lot of it's really trying to get just to get the shot to be kind of get a different angle than most people would see something, or getting a shot that no one else could possibly get. Example, Tournament of Death that just passed this year, I climbed a 20-foot ladder to get a picture that I knew no one was able to get that angle, and it actually turned out pretty great, and the picture got shared a ton, and that's exactly what I wanted. Something different that no one else would have, and just a quality picture, really. But that's a whole nother story what happened that day. Yeah.
Well, actually, that was going to lead into my next question. I mean, you are injury prone now, right? And you got a chant?
Apparently, yeah. I'm injury prone now. So what happened at CCW, at Tournament of Death, just a weird freak accident happened. I think a pane of glass or something got broken at a spot earlier in the second match. The glass went on the floor. It wasn't cleaned up yet, obviously, because the match wasn't over, and it just happened to trip over some barbed wire and slid through that pane of glass, rolled, got up, and kept shooting pictures.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. A fan, as I came in, getting my attention. I'm like, hey, what's up, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, you need to get to the back. I go, what do you mean? he goes, dude, look at your arm. And at that point, my arm was covered from my elbow down and blood dripping. And I was like, oh, cool. So I took a picture of it naturally. And then I was like, you know what? Yeah, this looks kind of bad. And I went around the ring, got out of Dodge, got fixed up, and I was back. My first match back was the fourth match, and that was the one that involved the 20-foot ladder climb with one arm to take a picture of the highly talked about trampoline spot that Osborne and Connor Klassen took. He did a Michinuka driver off the top of a 20-foot scaffolding through a barbed wire trampoline with light tubes on it. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I can't believe you climbed that with one hand.
Hey, man, gotta get the shot. Gotta get the shot.
You know, I remember watching you at Standalone. You darted up like the high school gym stairs to get that shot of Mike Orlando, and I was like, oh my god, how crazy is that?
Yeah, that was. I saw what they were leading to, and I was like, oh, I knew how I can get a picture that no one else would get. Trying to think out of the box, so I literally ran up these stairs as fast as I could, and that gym was not air conditioned. It was easily 9 degrees in there, and I'm not the most agile person in the world, but yeah, I got the shot. So.
Man, yeah, that's one thing I always love, and I always try to share your pictures because you do a phenomenal job.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So when did you find out that like photography would be kind of like your passion?
I've always dabbled in photography since I was, I think, a junior or a sophomore in high school. Realistically, it started with like skateboarding and like BMX and all that. And just doing I did a project. I did like theater production to learn lighting and all that kind of stuff and how to build stuff. I did video production, obviously with editing and all that kind of stuff. And then I had to do a project where we needed still pictures. So my buddy lent me his camera, and one thing led to another. And I don't know. I just fell in love with being able to take pictures of different cool things and. From like skateboarding and surfing and all that kind of stuff. I grew up in Atlantic City, a few blocks away from the beach, so I always had the opportunity to do cool different things. And it just led from that to cars, like race cars and all that kind of stuff, and just one passion to another. And it eventually led me to wrestling. And it was just like a conversation I had with another local photographer. And literally the next week, I shot my first show. I guess you could say I was kind of thrown in the deep end.
Wow, that's...
And I started in October last year. So from October, and to see how far I progressed from October till now is insane. It's crazy to me. But every time I shoot, I try to learn something new.
Yeah, right. And it's humbling, right? Because, you know...
Oh, very, very. Especially with all the opportunities that I've gotten. I mean, tomorrow I leave to go shoot a show in Ohio with H2O.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten opportunities with CCW and Standalone. I have a huge opportunity in August as the official, I guess, autograph signing with Sting and Goldberg. I'll be the guy doing all the pictures. For all the fans that are with Goldberg and Sting, like, that's crazy to me.
You could sneak me in, right?
Yeah. we'll figure something out.
Chad, if you're listening, don't listen.
Give me trouble.
Well, hey, you gotta have fun, right?
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun weekend. I'll have a table and everything at the show as well, just displaying some pictures. Going to be doing some limited edition releases for Dropkick Depression that weekend as well.
Yeah, I heard about that. How'd that come about?
Just too mutual. Knowing Tara Cowley and Jeff Campbell and everything that they've done with that. I wanted to be a part of. I give back a lot. I do a lot of charity work. Mm-hmm. And wanted to eventually just give back whatever way I could. And I reached out to Tara. Yeah, they were looking for sponsors, and I was like, yeah, I definitely want to be a part of this. What do you need from me? That led into trying to come up with another way also to give back. So doing limited edition prints to show and spread the same message that Dropkick Depression is also doing. Trying to do that the best way I can with my creative means. So we're doing like 4 prints. Each one's a little bit different and caters to a different, I guess, subculture, I guess you could say, that may have a high depression rate due to just maybe that people pick on them or people look at them a different way or something like that, and just trying to raise awareness. Also on that, we're trying to raise money as well to provide tickets for children that necessarily can't see a wrestling show because they might not have the financial means to it or whatever may have you. So we're going to be giving away a signed print of Joe Gacy. It's going to be a one-off print. Only one's going to be made. And then also the other prints for Dropkick Depression is ones we'll also raise money for that.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, it's highly important to give back, and it sounds like you do that very well.
I try my best because I know what it's like. Especially living like in Atlantic City, you don't have a big opportunity to see pro wrestling down there.
Okay.
And I'm very happy that companies like Standalone Wrestling are doing shows in Atlantic County and Ocean County. Primarily, that's where they're doing all their shows. A lot of that whole area doesn't really get indie wrestling or wrestling in general. Like WWE runs there maybe once every 2 years.
Okay.
Maybe. And to be able to see pro wrestling down there is awesome alone, but that whole community and stuff like that, they need different things to bring the spirits up because it's not always good down there.
Yeah, of course. You gotta give back to your community, and that's awesome that you do that for sure. I was reading Bill Apter's book, and he said the wrestlers would always try to glamour for his attention. Do the wrestlers try to do that to you when they're in the ring? Do they say like, "Hey, get a pose of me"?
All the time, yeah. Not every wrestler, but some wrestlers, they will lean into it to get you to take the shot. Some of them I will I'll talk to beforehand to see if they're doing any like special spots that they may want covered. So I know where to be so I can get that for them or for the promotion I'm working for. But a lot of times they will play to you a little bit, like, hey, get this picture, and they'll hold like a submission maybe a little bit longer so you can get a good picture of it, or if it's like a bloody spot or something like that, they'll go around and they'll play to you so you can get a good picture of it. A lot of times they'll play to it. If they knew you're there, they'll definitely play to it.
Yeah. And also in that book, Bill Apter, he was a photographer. He talked about the wrestlers pulling ribs on him during the match. Does that happen to you too? Do they use you as like a shield or something like that?
Not yet. No, I haven't been ripped yet, but I'm hoping eventually it'll happen. It's just it's cool to see and be a part. I guess the cameraman's little bit of being a part of the show for that split second. It's pretty cool. I see it a lot. It's never happened to me though. I seen one time a wrestler attack and break a photographer's camera. Mm-hmm. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
Hopefully it doesn't happen to me.
Yeah. Well, if it does, you gotta call me over, and I'll try to help you.
There we go. Yeah, I'll tag you in.
Yeah, right. They can't be up two of us, right?
Yeah, I know.
Well, I usually stay out of the action, and I know you've been trying to stay out as well. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Somehow I'm taking deathmatch bumps and all this other crazy stuff with barbed wire from time to time.
Yeah. So, what's the goal here, man? Are you trying to go to WWE and be a photographer? Are you trying to go to ROH, or is it just? Are you just enjoying the moment right now?
Right now, I'm enjoying it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Long term, obviously, if I could travel and make money being a photographer full time, be able to take care of my family and everything like that, because I'm a father of two, and three if you count the dog, and also my beautiful wife. So if I could be able to travel full time and do pictures and all that, absolutely. absolutely. I'd quit my day job in a minute. But, I mean, if I'm doing it with pro wrestling, like WWE or Ring of Honor, I mean, Ring of Honor would probably be the next big step for me, I think, as being as a big traveling name, other than like a WWE. Mm-hmm. But that would probably be the next big step to be able to do that if they were in the greater Philadelphia area. Obviously, I know each I talked with a lot of other photographers in wrestling, just and I know a lot of them do get a chance to cover Ring of Honor in their general area, and they'll pick up like 6 or 10 dates or whatever, and then they'll go out, they'll fly out or travel or whatever way, and they'll do the Ring of Honor shows and all that, and then they come to the East Coast. They might have a few guys like up in New York that cover the Ring of Honor stuff, and then in Philly, I know they have a few guys, Baltimore. That would be cool. That would definitely be a definite goal for me for sure. But right now I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah, you know, up here where I am, what are some of the companies that you would like to get into? You know, if somebody out there is listening.
There's actually quite a few that I would love to have the opportunity to photograph. I did a Beyond show up in Massachusetts. I would love to do another Beyond show. That environment was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to eventually get to New York somewhere. I've never been to New York City other than just driving through or traveling. What? And I would definitely love to work a New York show. I hear a lot of really good things about North Jersey with Battle Club Pro.
Yeah.
And IPW. I've heard some really cool stuff about them. I eventually want to get up there and work a Synergy show with Colin West. That'd be cool. They do a lot of really fun shows, a lot of cool fun shows up there. And California, like I really want to go to California,
Right.
but just because I've never been there, and it would be cool to. I'm a really, really big lucha fan.
Okay.
Like huge lucha fan. So I know that in Southern California they have a ton of lucha out there, and I would love to do that. I haven't been able to get or even seen like 100% lucha show in New Jersey. Obviously, I know there's a couple that run from time to time, but I've never gotten a chance to see it, and I would definitely love to work a lucha show, like full-on lucha show. That would be cool.
Wow, that would be kind of sick. You know, I can't believe you've never been to New York like that.
Yeah, man, it's, like I said, I haven't traveled a whole lot, and once I started the wrestling photography, I mean, that's in October. The first trip I ever did was New Year's Eve to Beyond in Massachusetts.
Wow.
And that was like the first time I ever traveled for wrestling. And then tomorrow, we're leaving for Ohio. Never been to Ohio, other than driving through. So it's been a lot of cool opportunities to travel, just doing the pictures.
We'll have to go to New York one day, get you some pizza, and expose you to a whole new life.
Yeah, I'm down, man. I was just actually telling my wife, I was like, I'd love to get to New York one day, and like, I know that there's a lot of really good promotions up there. I've been seeing a lot of the Casanova Valentine's no-ring death matches in bars.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, that's pretty cool. Like, you see, like, to be able to, like, it's like very like a CBGB's type feel, and it'd be cool to see that with wrestling instead of like punk music.
Yeah,
because like I get that whole vibe from the videos that I saw, so it'd be really cool to experience something like that.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty sick actually. That would be pretty cool. But man, yeah, we need to get you to like the Garden, bro, and then like City Field.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
You know?
That'd be crazy.
We gotta get you some Mets gear. Well, you gotta fit in, man. You don't want to get mugged.
Yeah, I'll wear Phillies. I'll wear Phillies jersey and see how that works out for me.
Yeah, you might be able to make it in the streets of New York with a Philly jersey. You know?
Yeah, the better part of 10 minutes.
Yeah. But you haven't lived until like somebody on the streets like shaking a can, asking for some money. You know, like walking the streets of New York or.
Well, I mean that's everywhere, bro. I mean that's in Atlantic City. Yeah. Every other block you're seeing someone on the boardwalk or
that's
Civic
true.
Avenue.
That is true.
It's rough, man. Cities are rough.
Yeah. Oh,
New York's a whole nother thing.
Yeah. Oh man, New York is great. You have to just take a weekend and just not go to the art. There's so much art out there and culture. You just gotta. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's awesome.
That'd be cool.
So I saw on your Instagram and Facebook that you recently did a photo shoot with Miss New Jersey, like a pinup, right?
Yeah. Last weekend we did 2 days. We did a vintage motorcycle race.
Okay.
And that was pretty much just like they had like a bike show and a race and everything like that. And went around to all the bike owners and stuff like that and got photo ops with her. She won Miss New Jersey or Miss Pinup New Jersey 2018. And she's like in a calendar and all that stuff. I got a lot of cool shots still to release of that. But yeah, they had like a calendar spread and all that kind of stuff. And then the following day, just got another opportunity to do some creative stuff with her to show what I can do creatively with some creative lighting, some water, some very minimalistic stuff, but to be able to show like what I can do creatively. And I could easily transfer that over into wrestling and all that kind of stuff too for a lot of the talents. I want something a little different for their fans or to sign or whatever they need.
Yeah, I mean those stills were absolutely gorgeous. If you want to give her my number, you can.
I got you.
But yeah, man. I mean that's cool, man. That you're breaking the mold, I guess, for a wrestling photographer because you're doing, pinups, and hopefully you just keep branching out into doing more stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to get into into cosplay, because also for a lot of my life I play video games and that kind of stuff, so I can relate there. Eventually get and do some more modeling and glamour type stuff. I want to do some more car stuff. I've stepped away from that whole world for a while.
Okay.
Get back into like automotive. It's just everything. There's so much you can do with it, and it's really the creative side of it's endless. Like you can do pretty much whatever you want. You just got to think about it.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: you've taken lots of photos. If you had to pick one to frame and put on your desk, what would be the one that you would pick?
That's a hard question. That's a really hard question because I love pro wrestling. I love everything about it, from the hardcore stuff, women's wrestling. There's one picture that we actually, I went out and did some test prints of just to see if my color's right from my computer to print, to get ready to display a lot of my pictures at Boardwalk Beatdown. I have a picture of Casey Carlisle, and the idea for the photo was to replicate the iconic Ultimate Dragon photo with all his belts on him.
Okay.
At the time, she held 9 belts. I think 1 or 2 was not with her. I think the promotion kept those belts, but I think she had 7 of them. So we brought up the picture of Sonny Ono and Ultimate Dragon, and we placed her belts in a similar fashion, and then I tried to recreate that photo with a woman. Because right now, women's wrestling, like over the last 4 years, it's gotten bigger than ever. So women's wrestling is a very big thing to me, and to be able to capture that whatever way I can is really cool. So, and that photo was a big impression on me as a fan, as a child, seeing Ultimate Dragon wrestle. And like as much as I like Lucha, like Ultimate Dragon and Rey Mysterio and Hugo Guerrero and Eddie and Psychosis and Super Crazy and all them guys, to be able to do that cool picture that everyone, if you're a wrestling fan, you know the picture, and to be able to try to recreate that, that's probably one of my favorite pictures that I've ever taken.
And that's cool that you had the open-mindedness to use a female. I mean, that is pretty inventive in itself, I feel. Yeah,
I mean, wrestling is wrestling to me, but like a lot, there's a ton of people that just, they don't like women's wrestling, but some of the women can go just as good as the men, if not better.
Absolutely.
and they just need to be able to give them the stage and the platform to apply their craft and show the world what they can do. And there's a lot of companies out there that are doing that, and it's cool to see.
Yeah, who's been your favorite person to shoot? You've been able to shoot a lot of stars. Who's been in your top? Let's get a top 5.
Top 5 people to shoot. Man, are you thinking like in-ring or like promo stuff or?
Yeah, promo stuff. Who's been like your top 5 that you just had a ball shooting?
Anthony Bennett.
Okay.
It has to be one. I always joke with him a lot, and I'm like, dude, do I not have a picture of you in each color of your gear? Like, I probably have the most promo photos of Anthony Bennett. Also, Anthony Bennett is obviously competed in the first Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anthony, he's always fun to shoot. Always fun.
I missed the high top.
Huh?
I missed the high top.
Yeah, I do too. It was. He's going for a little bit different look, different persona, but yeah, the high top, it's iconic, man. Everyone knows the high top.
Yeah, sure.
Anthony Bennett's side definitely up there. It's hard. I've shot so many people. I mean, right now, what I'm really focused on working, with is absolutely, like, CZW is a big focus, but I also do a lot of the students' shows, like the Dojo Wars.
Okay.
I'm actually sitting in the parking lot right now about to go do one of their shows. And working with the students and seeing how much they grow, it's always a good time to see all those guys and see how thankful they are and all that. It's self-gratifying to do. This is why I do it, because I love pro wrestling, and also to be able to see the kids grow is also really cool. But as far as like bigger stars, Maria Manic is always fun to shoot. She's fun and she's really creative sometimes. I haven't done like a ton of promos. I think one of my favorite promos is of Eddie Blackwater.
Okay.
I had a really creepy promo picture of him that absolutely turned out great and creepy, and that's what we were going for with it. I have a photo of Brittany Blake. I was, as a fan, I always, when I was shooting pictures, always wanted to take a picture of Brittany Blake. She's always had like a really cool look, and she's really easy to work with, and she made it like pretty easy. Eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to photograph her again. And Joe Gacy was always really cool to work with. Again, a creepier character sometimes with the mask and everything, but super easy to work with and really fun, and get really cool pictures with him. I'm not sure. There's a lot out there. I'm really looking forward to doing Sting and Goldberg stuff, and it would be really cool if I could sneak away and try to do some of the Bullet Club. Like, I would really love to photograph Marty Scurll.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty dope for sure.
Yeah, that would be. I'm a huge fan of the Bullet Club in general, but Marty Scurll's really. I'm drawn to like different, like not the same, not necessarily the same old stuff, but like his gimmick and everything with the mask and the white coat and everything, and it's just really cool to me. It's different. I like different.
Yeah, he really stands out for sure.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Frankie, where can people get you on social media if they want to connect with you?
On Instagram and Twitter, at Frankie Kurtz _. On Facebook, you could just search my name, Frankie Kurtz. I'm probably one of the only ones. Or my photography page, which is facebook.com/official Kurtz Photography. Or just email me at frankiekurtzphoto@gmail.com.
Awesome. And Frankie, thank you so much for taking out the time to talk with me here today.
I appreciate it.
I always look forward to seeing you in the ring, and I always look forward to seeing the stuff that you put out there online. Huge fan, and I can't wait to see what you do next in the upcoming months and years.
That's the plan, man. Keep going and see what we can do next.
Yeah.
I really appreciate all the support, and everything that you do as well for the wrestling community in this area. I always like to say without people like us, it's hard to get people over, that type of thing. And that's like, that's a little gimmick, is like, oh, get me over. But, yeah, I really appreciate everything you do. You and Derek, you guys do a great job with your podcast, and I really appreciate the time.
Yeah, well, again, thank you. And for us, we are Wrestling IQ 101. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wrestling IQ 101. You can leave a like right here on YouTube and subscribe. Please subscribe. Or you can check us out on the B Plus Player Network, wherever podcasts are listened. You know, you can just do it on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, wherever. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Be well.